My name is Leonard Cross. I am 59 years old. I have been married to my husband Marcus for 32 years. We have 2 children, both grown, both married, both living their own lives. We have 3 grandchildren who I adore with every fiber of my being. We have a comfortable life, a predictable life, a life that I thought was solid and true, a life that I thought was built on a foundation of love and trust and mutual respect, a life that I thought would last forever. I was wrong. So terribly, heartbreakingly wrong. The story begins on a rainy Tuesday afternoon in late autumn. The sky was gray. The streets were slick. The world felt heavy and cold. The rain was falling in sheets, drumming against the pavement, creating puddles that reflected the gray sky above. Marcus and I were at the mall, a large, sprawling mall that we had visited 100 times before. It was the kind of place that felt familiar and comfortable, like an old pair of shoes. We were shopping for our grandson's birthday. He was turning 7. He wanted a remote-controlled car, the kind that costs more than it should, the kind that makes children's eyes light up, the kind that grandparents spoil their grandchildren with because they can. Marcus was impatient. He always was. He hated shopping. He hated crowds. He hated the slow pace of browsing. He was a man of action, not contemplation. He wanted to get in and get out as quickly as possible. He saw shopping as a chore, not an experience, a task to be completed, not a moment to be savored. "We'll be quick," he said. "Just a minute. I'll run into the electronics store. You can wait here. I won't be long, I promise." He said it casually, dismissively, like he was leaving a child in a waiting room. He didn't look at me. He didn't wait for my response. He didn't ask if I was okay with waiting. He just walked away. He disappeared into the crowd without a backward glance, without a second thought. Without any concern for how I might feel, I watched him go. I felt a familiar twinge of loneliness, a familiar sense of being left behind, a familiar feeling of being invisible. It was not a new feeling. It was a feeling I had carried for years, a feeling that had become so familiar that I barely noticed it anymore, a feeling that I had accepted as part of my life, part of my marriage, part of who I was, a feeling that had become so ingrained that I had stopped fighting it. I had stopped hopping for something different. I had stopped believing that I deserved more. I found a bench near the fountain. I sat down. The fountain was beautiful, a cascading waterfall of blue tiles with coins glittering at the bottom. People had thrown coins in, making wishes. I wondered what they wished for: love, happiness, money, health, a second chance. I had thrown coins in this fountain myself many years ago. I had wished for a happy marriage, a loving husband, a family that would stay together forever. I had no idea then that my wishes would one day be shattered. I watched the people walk by, couples holding hands, mothers pushing strollers, teenagers laughing. Everyone seemed to have a purpose. Everyone seemed to be going somewhere. Everyone seemed to have someone who wanted them, someone who saw them, someone who valued them. I was just waiting, just sitting, just existing, just being invisible. I was the man in the corner that no one noticed. The man who had become a fixture like the bench or the fountain. The man who had stopped expecting anything more. I looked at my watch. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Marcus was taking longer than he had promised. He always took longer. He always said just a minute and then disappeared for an hour. I was used to it. I was used to waiting. I was used to being patient. I was used to being forgotten. I had become an expert at waiting, an expert at being patient, an expert at not mattering. Then I felt a tap on my shoulder, a gentle tap, a hesitant tap, a tap that was almost apologetic. I turned around. A young man stood behind me. He was probably in his late 20s. He had kind eyes and a gentle face. He was wearing the store uniform of a jewelry shop, a small, elegant shop that I had walked past many times but never entered. The kind of shop that sells things that are beautiful and expensive and out of reach. The kind of shop that sells dreams. The kind of shop that sells secrets. "Sir," he said. His voice was soft, almost a whisper. "Sir, you need to come with me." I stared at him. I didn't understand. Why, what's going on? What is this about?" "Please," he said. "It's important. I can't explain here. You need to come with me. It's about something that belongs to you, something that has been waiting for you for a very long time, something that I think you'll want to see." I looked around. People were still walking by. No one was paying attention. No one was watching. No one cared. No one noticed the man in the corner who was being led away by a stranger. I was invisible. I had always been invisible. "Who are you?" I asked. "What is this about? How do you know me?" "My name is Ethan," he said. "I work at the jewelry store. I need to show you something. Something that I think you'll recognize. Something that I think belongs to you. Please, sir, just come with me. I promise it won't take long. I promise you won't regret it." Something in his voice made me trust him. Something in his eyes made me believe him. Something told me that this was important. Something told me that this was a moment I would never forget. Something told me that my life was about to change. I stood up. I followed him. He led me through the mall, past the food court with its smells of pizza and pretzels and cinnamon, past the clothing stores with their mannequins in stylish poses, past the crowds of shoppers with their bags and their laughter and their lives. He led me to the jewelry store, a small, elegant shop with a glittering display window, the kind of shop that sells things that most people can't afford, the kind of shop that sells dreams, the kind of shop that sells secrets. He opened the door. He held it for me. I walked inside. The store was empty. No other customers, just me and Ethan and another man standing behind the counter, an older man, a distinguished man. A man who looked like he was in charge. A man who looked like he had been waiting for me. A man who looked like he had something important to say. Ethan said, "This is our manager, Mr. Patterson. He needs to speak with you. He's the one who found it. He's the one who recognized it. He's the one who wanted to tell you, Mr." Patterson looked at me. His eyes were kind. His voice was gentle. He had the face of a man who had seen many things and was not easily surprised. The face of a man who had learned to expect the unexpected. "Mr. Cross," he said, "I have something to show you, something that has been waiting for you for a very long time, something that I think belongs to you, something that I think you've been searching for." He reached under the counter. He pulled out a small velvet box. He opened it. Inside was a ring, a beautiful ring, a diamond ring, an engagement ring, but not just any engagement ring, the engagement ring. The ring that Marcus had given me 32 years ago. The ring that I had worn every day for 14 years. The ring that I had lost. My ring. My engagement ring. The ring that I had lost 18 years ago. The ring that I had searched for months. The ring that I had cried over. The ring that I had finally given up on. The ring that I had never expected to see again. My ring, my precious, beautiful, irreplaceable ring. The ring that held so many memories. The ring that symbolized so much love. The ring that had been a part of me for so long. I stared at it. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. I couldn't think. The world was spinning. The room was tilting. I grabbed the counter to steady myself. "Where did you find this?" I whispered. "How did you get this? How is this possible? I lost this ring 18 years ago. I searched everywhere. I looked everywhere. I never found it. I gave up hope. I never expected to see it again. I thought it was gone forever, Mr." Patterson looked at me. His face was serious. His voice was careful. He was choosing his words carefully, like he was walking on eggshells. "This ring was brought in for repair 2 weeks ago," he said. "It was brought in by a man who said it belonged to him. A man who said it was his engagement ring. He wanted it resized. He said it was too big for him. He said it had been his father's ring. He said he had inherited it. He said it was a family heirloom." I stared at him. The words didn't make sense. They couldn't make sense. They were too impossible, too absurd, too cruel. They were the words of a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. "A man," I said. "What man? Who was he? What did he look like? How did he get my ring?" "Why would he have my ring, Mr.?" Patterson hesitated. He looked at Ethan. Ethan looked at the floor. They were both uncomfortable. They were both nervous. They were both trying to find the right words. They were both dreading what they had to tell me. "Man was with your husband," Mr. Patterson said. "He was with Marcus. They came into the store together. They were holding hands. They were laughing. They were close. Very close. Intimate. It was clear that they were more than friends. It was clear that they were a couple. It was clear that they were in love. It was clear that this was not a casual relationship." World tilted. The room spun. I grabbed the counter to steady myself. My heart was pounding. My hands were shaking. My mind was reeling. I felt like I was going to be sick. "My husband," I said. "My husband was with another man. My husband gave him my ring. My engagement ring. The ring I lost 18 years ago. The ring he gave me on our wedding day. The ring he promised would bind us together forever. The ring he gave to another man. The ring he gave to his lover." Mr. Patterson nodded. His face was full of sympathy. His eyes were full of pain. He was a stranger, but he felt my pain. He understood my betrayal. He knew what it was like to have your world shatter in an instant. "I'm sorry, Mr. Cross," he said. "I'm so sorry. I didn't know who you were. I didn't know whose ring it really was. I didn't know the story behind it. I didn't know the history. But then I saw you yesterday. I saw you walk by the store. I saw you with your husband. I saw the ring on your finger, the wedding band, the one that matched this engagement ring, the one that was clearly part of a set. I knew it was yours. I recognized you. I recognized the ring. I knew I had to tell you. I knew I had to show you the truth." I looked at the ring. My ring. The ring that Marcus had given me on our wedding day. The ring that he had promised would bind us together forever. The ring that he had given to another man. The ring that had been brought in for resizing. The ring that was too big for him. The ring that was a symbol of everything I had lost, everything I had given, everything I had sacrificed. "Long?" I asked. "How long has this been going on? How long has he been with him? How long has he been lying to me? How long has he been living a double life?" "I don't know," Mr. Patterson said. "I only know what I saw. The man, the ring, your husband, they were together, they were close. They were intimate. It was clear that they were more than friends. It was clear that this had been going on for a while. It was clear that they were in love." I didn't say anything. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. My mind was a blank. My heart was a void. My soul was shattered. I felt like I was falling into a deep, dark hole with no bottom. "Can I see it?" I asked. "Can I see the ring? Can I hold it?" Mr. Patterson handed me the velvet box. I took it. I held it in my trembling hands. I looked at the ring, my ring, the ring that I had worn for 14 years, the ring that I had loved, the ring that I had lost, the ring that had been stolen from me, the ring that had been given to another man, the ring that had been betrayed. I held it up to the light. The diamond sparkled. It was beautiful. It was precious. It was everything I had ever wanted, and it was a lie. I took a deep breath. I handed the box back to Mr. Patterson. My hands were shaking. My voice was trembling. I could barely get the words out. "Thank you," I said. "Thank you for telling me. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for having the courage to speak the truth. Thank you for not keeping this secret." "Cross," he said, "are you going to be okay? Do you need us to call someone? Do you need help? Can we do anything for you?" "No," I said. "I'm fine. I just need to think. I need to process. I need to figure out what to do next. I need to go home. I need to face my husband. I need to face the truth. I need to face the life that I thought I had." I walked out of the store. I walked out of the mall. I walked to my car. I sat in the driver's seat. I stared at the steering wheel. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there, feeling nothing, feeling everything, feeling the weight of 32 years of lies crashing down on me. Marcus called me an hour later. His voice was cheerful, carefree, oblivious. He had no idea that his world was about to collapse. He had no idea that I knew everything. He had no idea that his carefully constructed house of cards was about to come tumbling down. "Leonard," he said, "where are you? I came back to the bench and you were gone. Did you get bored? Did you go for a walk? Did you get tired of waiting? Did you find something to do? Where are you?" I asked. My voice was flat, emotionless, controlled. I was holding myself together by a thread. "I'm still at the mall. I got held up. The store was busy. I couldn't find the car he wanted. I had to order it. I had to fill out paperwork. I had to deal with a difficult salesperson. I'm sorry it took so long. I'll be at the bench in a few minutes. Just wait for me. We'll go home together. We'll have dinner. We'll watch television. Everything will be fine." "Marcus," I said. "Who is he?" There was a pause, a long pause, a pause that told me everything I needed to know, a pause that confirmed every suspicion I had ever had, a pause that shattered the last remnants of my trust, a pause that told me that my marriage was over. "Who is who?" he said. His voice was careful, controlled. He was trying to sound casual. He was failing miserably. I could hear the panic in his voice, the fear, the guilt. "Man you gave my ring to," I said. "The man you were with at the jewelry store. The man who brought in my engagement ring for resizing. The man who said it was his father's ring. The man who is wearing my ring. The man who is your lover. Who is he, Marcus? Tell me the truth. For once in your life, tell me the truth. I deserve to know." Silence was deafening. I could hear him breathing. I could hear him thinking. I could hear him trying to come up with a lie. I could hear his mind racing, searching for an escape. I could hear the panic building. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said. I don't know any man, I don't know anything about any ring. You're confused, you're upset, you're imagining things, you're not thinking clearly, you need to calm down. I'm not confused, I said. I'm not upset, I'm not imagining things. I was at the jewelry store, I saw the ring, I talked to the manager, he told me everything. He told me about the man, he told me about you. He told me about the ring, my ring. The ring you gave me 32 years ago. The ring I lost 18 years ago. The ring you gave to someone else. The ring that was brought in for resizing. The ring that was too big for him. Who is he, Marcus? Tell me the truth. I'm not going to ask again. He didn't answer. He couldn't answer. He had no answer. He had no defense. He had no excuse. He had been caught. He had been exposed. He had been found out. His lies had finally caught up with him. I'm coming home, I said. We need to talk. We need to talk about everything. We need to talk about our marriage. We need to talk about our future. We need to talk about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm tired of living a lie. I hung up. Started the car. I drove home. Marcus was waiting for me in the living room. He was sitting on the couch. His head was in his hands. He looked broken. He looked defeated. He looked like a man who had been caught, a man who had been exposed, a man who had lost everything, a man who had finally run out of lies. Sit down, I said. Tell me the truth. Tell me everything. Don't leave anything out. Don't lie to me. Don't protect me. Don't protect yourself. Just tell me the truth, the whole truth. Deserve to know. After 32 years, I deserve the truth. He looked at me. His eyes were red. His face was pale. He looked like he had been crying, but I didn't feel sorry for him. I didn't feel anything for him. I felt empty, hollow, numb. His name is Julian, he said. I met him 4 years ago. He's 34 years old. He works at my company. He's a junior executive. He's ambitious. He's smart. He's handsome. He's everything I wanted. He's everything I thought I had lost. He's everything I thought I deserved. Everything you wanted, I repeated. What about me? What was I? What did I mean to you? What was I supposed to be? You were my husband, he said. You were the father of my children. You were the man who supported me. You were the man who sacrificed for me. You were the man who loved me. You were the man who was always there, but you weren't. You weren't exciting. You weren't passionate. You weren't new. You weren't young. You weren't handsome, not like he is. Not like he was, not like he will always be. You were comfortable, safe, predictable. He was exciting, dangerous, new. I felt the words like a physical blow. Each one was a knife. Each one was a wound. Each one was a betrayal. Each one was a reminder of everything I had given up, everything I had sacrificed, everything I had lost, everything I had thought was real. 4 years, I said. You've been with him for 4 years. You've been lying to me for 4 years. You've been cheating on me for 4 years. You've been living a double life for 4 years. You've been giving him my ring, my engagement ring. The ring that was supposed to symbolize our love, our commitment, our forever. The ring that you promised would bind us together until death do us part. The ring that you gave to another man. The ring that he wore while you held his hand. I didn't mean to hurt you, he said. I didn't want to hurt you. I was lonely. I was bored. I was tired of the same routine. I wanted something different, something new, something exciting, something that made me feel alive again, something that made me feel like I was still young, something that made me feel like I still mattered. Something exciting, I said. You wanted something exciting, so you found a younger man, a handsome man, a man who made you feel young, a man who made you feel alive, a man who made you forget that you had a husband who loved you, a husband who supported you, a husband who sacrificed everything for you. A husband who gave you children, a husband who gave you a home, a husband who gave you a life, a husband who gave you everything he had. I'm sorry, he said. I'm so sorry, Leonard. I know that doesn't make it better. I know that doesn't make it right, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to betray you. I was weak. I was selfish. I was cruel. I was wrong about everything.